famed for being able to block the waves, the mind control waves that some say come from the government, but in my case, this is supposed to block the waves that the aliens, yes, you heard me right, the aliens are sending to Earth. Ooh. Well, this is because today we are talking about a pet subject of mine that I know many of you will be shocked I'm interested in, but I am. Guess what? I am a UFO freak. You can call me a believer. And since I believe in UFOs, I don't need this hat. I don't need it because if the aliens are sending us signs, I need to receive them. Okay, so this is a factual show. Jokes aside, facts. We don't muck around, we give it to you as it is. So this is why I want to talk to you about UFOs, and you can tell I'm obviously excited. Now, am I excited? Because the last year or so has been quite mind-blowing. Let's start with the fact that the United States government, the government we know that has the most sophisticated radar, jets, name it, have admitted to shooting down at least 2 UFOs, unidentified flying objects. In other words, things that fly and our physics does not know how they fly. Okay? Now, as though that is not news enough, a witness came to Congress and swore under oath that, okay, it was not under oath, it's Congress, that, one, there are UFOs that have been recovered from crash sites, and they were biologics, he called them beings, aliens. Ooh, cue some more speaking. Now.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
I know. You're worried it's becoming a conspiracy theory thing. But relax. Conspiracy theories, all of them start by telling you, here is some hidden knowledge, hidden in the Bible, hidden in the Quran. Did you hidden where? There's nothing hidden here. These are verifiable facts. Now you're wondering, why am I interested in aliens? This is why. You see, at the core question of any human being is, why do I exist? When human beings were growing up, because we were kids then, when people like Galileo Galilei found out that the solar system was heliocentric, it was centered on the moon, and the earth was not the center of the universe, the church lost its brains. It killed people for this. It jailed people for this. Because the belief was that if I am the apple of God's eye, then the stars, the moons, the planets, all of them exist for me. Just shifting the center of the solar system from Earth to the sun was a big problem. Because how could the sun be the center of the solar system? Yet you know, let me just mess up your Bible knowledge a little bit. Isn't it interesting that God created the heavens and the earth, right? First. Then he created the sun after. So he created the sun on day 4. So we know that if the earth revolves around the sun, then the sun kind of needed to be there first for there to be an orbit. So the whole idea of space really shakes people's theologies and sensibilities. You feel scratched in a different way. Then we discovered we are in a Milky Way. And the tiny dots in that Milky Way is where not the earth is, it is where our sun is. And it is so tiny, you can't see it. And then the sun is one of billions, yes, billions with a B for Baba Black Sheep, billions of stars. It is mind-boggling. It is humbling. But in those billions of stars in the Milky Way is what galaxy in, guess what? Billions of galaxy in the observable universe, meaning the part of the universe we can see, because the universe as it expands, there are parts of the universe we can't see. Now, I do not want to be too geeky here, but just understand our view of time and space is limited by the speed of light, and the universe is expanding, and some of the light that should have come to us already passed, so we cannot see beyond a certain point, and we cannot see beyond a certain physical space in the future, because the light that is going to come from it will never reach us in the long story. So there's the observable universe. It is unfathomably big. This is why, listen, the reason why people believe in flat earth is not because they want the earth to be flat. It's because there's a desire in us human beings to be important, to be smart. We are the best predator on earth. We are the ones who think we are self-aware. We wear clothes. We are ashamed when we have sex. All the other animals are not ashamed. So we are sophisticated because we hide. Congratulations. Now, let me show you how tiny we are. Compare Earth to Jupiter. Compare Jupiter to the sun. Then compare the sun to other stars. You see how puny you are in a puny planet, in a speck of dust, somewhere in space. Now, hold on. Now, you and I believe that God, the creator of everything, gives a damn about you. This is an important belief. Trust me, I can't live without it. If God does not care about me, why am I alive? The reason I can't be an atheist is because I do not have enough brain power to hack being alive. I'm a parent. I still wonder how Mark Bichachi was allowed to procreate. I do not understand how God decided I can have kids. So how people think they can live life without God, I don't understand. You're stronger than me, bless you. But for a majority of us, we believe in God. And what do we believe in? We believe in a God who cares. Whether he sent the Buddha to sit under a tree and become enlightened so you can basically be peaceable. Some of you are vegetarians. Whether he sent Lord Ram, to marry Sita, and Sita is kidnapped so that they can kill some demon king, or you believe God got tired of speaking through prophets, so he decided Muhammad will speak for every prophet before him, and after him there is no one else. It's your faith. Or you're like me, you believe in a God who became like me, died on a cross. And I kind of fancy that idea, to be honest. Every other God wants to be super powerful. Thor has lightning, even Jehovah is scary, lives in an approachable light. But Buddha had to be enlightened. He was smarter, and he had reached nirvana. All these people were so great. Jesus was a carpenter who hung out with prostitutes and drunks and kind of sucked at dying. You know, I like that. It's a relatable God. I can chill with him. You know, Thor, you know, we can't even cook with Thor because Thor, when we are trying to light a match, you don't light my gas. He's like, you don't have lightning in your fingers. He didn't get me. Eh? So it's interesting. But talking about aliens, aliens are interesting to me because, and why aliens and UFOs for me. So listen, we've been looking for life out there, right? And when we say life, we mean many things. There are people who theorize that one of the moons out there in one of the planets, I've forgotten the name, Oliver will edit here, has the potential of life because it has water. Or Mercury once held life because there's proof there was water there. And now that life is, bacteria, viruses, what is interesting to me and why UFOs are interesting to me, it's because if we, human beings, according to the physics we know, were able to travel at the speed of light, the speed of how when you switch on your bulb, when between the bulb and your eyes, that speed, if we traveled at that speed, the nearest star, Proxima Centauri, is 4 light years away. In other words, it will take 4 years for light to get there, right? Now, if it is 4 light years away, and let's assume all these aliens come from very near, okay? These guys have broken our physics, okay? Because we know as you approach the speed of light, the heavier you become and you cannot travel even at 10% the speed of light, okay? If human beings wanted, at our current technology, to go 4 light years away, it will take us 200-300 years to get there. So if a UFO coming from another civilization can arrive to us in Earth, it means either of a few things. One, it means they have figured out how to travel faster than light, so wormholes or whatever it is. Or two, they've figured out how to freeze themselves and unfreeze when they arrive. So you freeze yourself, you travel for 200 years, then you unfreeze yourself. Third, they have learned how to reproduce and just have 2 or 3 of them reproducing for 200 years until they get here. Either way, a UFO proves just one thing, that those aliens are smart. Now remember where I started. We human beings love being the smartest. So if those aliens are smart enough to have better technology than us, so we have to agree. By dint of our collective human knowledge not being able to fathom how these crafts fly, we have to deduce, surmise, and agree that they must be smarter than us. Now here's my question. If they're smarter than us and they're self-aware like us, did Jesus die for them too? Did Buddha visit them? Do they have a Muhammad called Ahmed? Do they believe in God at all? You see, there are 2 answers. They're both scary. They say, no, they don't believe in God. Then, did God abandon them? They don't need help. God didn't reveal himself to them? Or is it us who are living in a delusion of religion? Heavy questions, aren't they? So if they don't believe in God, you have to think either God exists and has totally ignored these equally smart or smarter beings, or he doesn't exist and we dreamed him up. Question number two, answer number two rather. If they say, yes, God exists, wouldn't it be interesting to find out which God? You ask them, who is your God? And they say, pum, 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 pum. So now, do we leave our God? So that is even worse. They say that yes, God exists, and his name is the name of the God you don't believe in. So you're a Muslim, they say their God is Jesus. You're a Christian, they say their God is Buddha. What do you do then? Do we all then convert? I made this episode because I love philosophical questions. I love such questions. I love to think. I don't have answers because I can't solve this. And life is more complicated than this. But the fun of it is when you wonder, again, why an alien would travel tens, hundreds, thousands of light years to come visit these monkeys that left the forest a few thousand years ago. Maybe the reasoning behind them visiting us is maybe we may be important. Maybe. But when I look at the size of the earth, compare it to all the stars and the galaxies, I have to wonder whether a galactic God can be interested in my personal life. And that thought gives me comfort, but it scares me. Enjoy the Tumbo Joto. See you guys next week.